So Geshe Wangchuk asked me, is Geshe Wangchuk here? Oh, no, with the glasses here. He's the leader of the tour. Of course, we have Geshe Jumpa Losong here. Lexi, our interpreter. We have Tarpa there. He helped make the ritual cakes tonight. He's in charge of the story. He's also the chanting master. And on the end, Dorji La. Dorji is the Mandala master. So, and that is kind of the 5 monks on this tour along with me. And I have many jobs. Geshe asked me to talk for a moment or two about Gandhi Charti Norling Monastic University. Actually, the name of our university is the Eastern Jewel Isle of Bliss, if you translate it. What a nice name, huh? The Eastern Jewel Isle of Bliss. Can you all hear me? Okay. So, you probably heard this many times, but he just asked me to tell you a bit about it. A Geshe's degree can traverse up to 30 years of study. 6 days a week, 5 at midnight. 15 years, you traverse the 6 perfections, logic and reason, and emptiness. This also requires 6 hours a day of Socratic debate where you check on the Buddha's teaching. Maybe the texts are wrong, maybe the Buddha made a mistake, anything can be challenged in the debate courtyard. Often there are debating tournaments. 10,000 monks will gather together to debate against one another, to see who are the best debaters. I've heard of individuals debating for 2 days without declaring a winner. Finally, they had to declare that there was no winner, that both people won the debate. There are some years spent on cosmology. As I've said before, quantum physics and Buddhist cosmology are very close together. We even have physicists coming to study with us. For some reason, the Buddha had very far-reaching knowledge on the cosmology. We also have years spent on the monks' precepts, the 253 vows they take, where they not only, of course, they have to take these, 36 for a novice monk, and I believe 253 for a fully ordained monk. You have to be 20 years old. If you're 4 years old, you can take novice vows. Even though you don't understand them, you still are required to take them. So the vows actually are the cause to create a superior being, one that does no negative actions. The monk's vows are created in a way so there's no harm to the environment or to a living being. Monks have 2 sets of clothes usually, spoon, a bowl, a cup, that's it. You and I have rooms full of clothes, okay? So the monks are showing us how we can actually live by need and not by want. So this is becoming a little bit imperative nowadays because there's becoming a crunch with the resources and climate change. We actually give a lecture on climate change, and the lecture is titled The 6 Delusions and Climate Change. Well, our particular view is the pollution is in here first. This is the cause of climate change, the 6 delusions. But we can try to clean that out there. We'll always fail unless we clean this first. So we are suggesting in this lecture that it's imperative for every individual to clean themselves before the outside world will change. And probably one of the best ways to do that is to reduce our consumption and the objects that we need to live in this world. There will be numerous written, public, and oral, and private exams before you become a Geshe. After that, if you actually become a Geshe, you have permission to attend one of the tantric colleges, Gyuto or Gyume. Usually we go to Gyuto. Anywhere from 2, 3 to 5 years can be spent studying Tantra. Lots of misunderstandings about Tantra. Perhaps you were here with us for some of the tantric empowerments. Was it Dokar here? Dokar? Dojang. So we actually did the Green Tara empowerment here. So you might have had some hint about what Tantra is about. Tantra is about generating a body, speech, and mind made light. And this actual body, speech, and mind made light is dependent on the deepest mind at the time of death, the clear light mind. Prior to that, there are 6 dissolutions that take place in the death of a human being. But once one enters the clear light in meditation, then one can generate a luminous form. It has 3 factors. It's luminous, it's all-pervading, it has inexhaustible bliss. What was the last one? Inexhaustible bliss. Doesn't that sound good? Okay. So this mind is present in every one of us, but you have to dive very deep to find this mind. Also, when the dissolutions take place, you're actually dissolving the person also, the I. So then it becomes a bit dangerous, because what if you come back and you can't find the I, you know? Or if you go into meditation, dissolve, enter the clear light, and start to return. And if you don't have a firm foundation in the stages of the path, we have to put you away. We call you psychotic. You know? So this is what happens without a guide. And if you try to traverse the path yourself, you need a constant guide who knows the way. You can find books on the stages of Lam Rim, like Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand, that goes through it step by step. Without a guide in Tantra, it's impossible. You have to have a spiritual guide in Tantra. 2 meals a day are still tea and bread. We can take care of a monk for $2 a day. Food, clothing, housing, text. So we are 1,500 monks. You can understand. Somehow we have to come up with $3,000 every day just to survive. We have 500 boys, 4 to 16. Very busy little boys. Their days run 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, 6 days a week. They're due on the veranda at 8 p.m. to recite their memorizations. So this can be quite beautiful. You have 30 little boys out on the veranda, all reciting their memorizations. However, each one has a different text they're memorizing at a certain point. So it can be quite noisy and also quite beautiful to hear young men, you know, anywhere from 4 to 16 reciting the text in the evening. This is a good way to close out tonight, is to hear the boys reciting the text. If they make a mistake, the Lama, doing his practice in the room, claps his hands, and he says, back up, you missed something. So the Lamas are always checking, the elder Lamas are always checking on the boys to make sure they make no mistakes in their memorization. I've had monks with me that can memorize 20 pages a day and not forget them their whole life. Now you and I, we have trouble even with our phone numbers, okay? So Tibetans have vast memories. They put everything in here, then it's always accessible. At 16, usually you can join the older monks. At 20, you have the potentials to take full ordination. You can decide at that time also if you want to come or go. You know, you're free to leave if you wish. The young boys, if they're unhappy, we'll send them home. Usually the parents put them there and they want to have a Buddhist education. The highest form of life in Tibet is a Buddhist monk. Whereas in the West, it's a movie star, sports hero. We have a little different focus over here. But within Tibet, the highest form of life is a Buddhist monk. Every family wants a son or a daughter in a monastery or a nunnery, at least one. So this creates every third person in Tibet was in robes. So you can imagine this room, every third person would be a monk or a nun. Or even on the streets of Sedona, every third person would be a monk or a nun. So there was no country like this on the planet, where a third of the population lived in monasteries and nunneries. So this created a very spiritual culture. It's the whole basis for Tibetan culture is Buddhism. So it has produced people like His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, who we believe is the Buddha on the planet at this time. It's even said he never separates from his photo. You can make contact with him by looking into his photo. You need to check on this for yourselves. Kitchen is run by monks. 2 meals a day are tea and bread. Bread making starts at 3:30 in the morning every day. We have to have 3,000 pieces of bread ready to go by 5 a.m. So there's a vast crew in the kitchen preparing the meals, all monks. Everybody has to take a hand in this. Also within the monastery, there are 3 or 4 stores. There are at least 3 little tea shops where you can get tea, you know, you can buy a little bowl of soup, things like this. The monastery gives us money every week. Anywhere from, depending if somebody has a very big prayer and they make a big donation, the monastery shares that with each monk. Maybe it's 50 rupees they might give us a week, maybe 70, that's $1 here, okay? But in India, it goes a little farther. If you save your money, then you might have enough at the end of the year to go to northern India and receive teachings by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So the monastery is actually divided into 11 dormitories. The smallest maybe being 24, the largest 600. So these 11 dormitories are the homes for the monks. There might be an elder monk, maybe a young monk, maybe 2 little boys in one room. Usually there's 4 people in the 10 by 10 room. The children sleep on the floor. The monks have raised beds. So I think that's probably enough. I'm going to ask Geshe-la to talk a little bit about Tara tonight, because that's why you're here, is for this Tara Puja. And so Geshe Wangchu will speak a little bit about Tara, and Lexi will translate for you.
First of all, we would like to say good evening to all the people who are here and from our Kandeshatse Monastery 2020 and 21 tour members and all our monks of Kandeshatse.
Drama Medeshibe Choga Sigris, any Medeshibe Tone, any Jizun Drama Duty, or Chogati Tambe, any Penero Kare Shubina, any Jizun Drama di Tinega, Seha, the day you be about Drenjang, and Roman Jangudita, Roman Nishuzin, Zodre, the day in Zata, the Zod Roman Drenjan Chebe, and Nishuzi, Terayan, Chobata, and the Dindegi, or Shell Choba, and the Jangi Choba, and the Shang Choba Dindigita begin. Choba did Puni and around the Yudu, Serin Butan, and in Air Mebada, and something chicken to do. So what the is.
So today we are going to do here 21 Tara ritual puja. So all those Tara, the main Tara is green Tara, and the rest 20 is a different Tara. We offer all those sensory offerings that we like to have it. So we are offering to those 21 different manifestation of the Tara to fulfill our wishes and to all those kind of like achievement that we want to achieve in our life can be, supported and empowered by her. So that's purpose we will do our ritual, Tara ritual prayers.
Jizun Doma Korang Shandu Nalaya and Nerim Dengi, 2 Maimbe Choa, to get some log and never do to yours. That near rims there, then I come to near rims there, then I'll come to evening good Jugubati. And I to church out on any name Dishiale, Jizun Dreme Chocolate, Jizun Dreme and Sungata, Jizun Dromal Soatum, and I'm to the Ichi yours. Each Chogoya then, or Gunde, once a young winch of chalk, and did a Kanango yours. Did they in that near rim, then get 2 Maimbe Cho, some log any begetting. Never dig it. She was uningary and to the chapter. So, and then tumbling cabin to you be seen any of the me she did check on not to the star or Medesha of chocolate and we and the time molum yam do roche and the jeans.
So, this 21 manifestation ritual prayers, it goes like we offer the mandala, that universe of ours to the this Mother Taras, the 21, and also by doing that Mother Tara, that she has a superpower of that we call Nerim, means all those kind of like sickness and the pandemics, the kind of disease. So she has a power to heal that. So that's why we are offering the all those mandalas and all the sensory offering to Mother Tara. And Denge means all those form human and non-human the negative forces and energies that you may face in your life. So that's kind of like a negative energies. To eliminate those things, Mother Tara has a such a power to do that. And also Thumai Bichiba means if someone is going facing the death, if it is not the right time, by accidentally, by something like all those kind of like incidents. So that's why, to be protected from that, we do offerings and the prayers to the Mother Tara. So we are going to do Mandala offerings, that 4 different ways to offer the mandalas to the Mother Tara and bless us, empower us, heal us, and also all the purify us from this world, and also all those kind of like related to this world. Thank you. Now we're going to start. Please join us with your own prayers, and please, if you can visualize this 21 Tara, or if only a green Tara, or the only a green light in your visualization, everything, the energy that you are receiving is from the green light or the green Tara or the 21 Tara. You can concentrate on that and constantly you are
Namyo Sugurapa, Sede Padu, Minu de Majo, Dazo, Genie, Sabe, Kewa, de Tenando, Kula, Campena, Kewa, Jizu, Losanda, Bai, Deme, Nimborindo, Sejo, Mime, Zeve, de Gengere, de Megebe, Umbo, Jambeya, de Bomolu, Jumje, Saveda, Kanje, Kebe, Suge, Zonga, Losanda, Bejala, Soa, de Terra, Kundo, Kewa, Zonga, Tejo, Shinye, Moso, Tebe, Kewe, Mabe, Lansan, Dingle, Keshe, Zayan, Doba, Mai, Yuro, Tada Nyabe Senje Danje Dene Zunde Chise Chanjo Nimbola Shige Pado Pande Lama Tamba Nala Kyasochu Zobe Sanje Chumde Nala Kyasochu Tambe Nala Kyasochu Pabe Gindu Nala Kyasochu Nange Tada Nyambe Senje Danje Dene Sonde Chise Chanjo Nimbola Shige Pado Pande Lama Tamba Nala Kyasochu Zobe Sanje Chumde Nala Kyasochu Tambe Nala Kyasochu Pabe Gindu Nala Kyasochu Tada Nyambe Senje Danje Dene Sonde Chise Chanjo Nimbola Shige Pado Pande Lama Tamba Nala Kyasochu Zobe Sanje Chumde Nala Kyasochu Tambe Nala Kyasochu Pabe Gindu Nala Kyasochu Doje Chona La Chanjo Pado Dane Kyasochu Dage Jinso Kebe Chona Ge Dola Benje Sanje Dubosho Sanje Chedan Tsuge Chona La Chanjo Pado Dane Kyasochu Dage Jinso Kebe Chona Dola Benje Sanje Dubosho Sanje Chedan Tsuge Chona La Chanjo Pado Dane Kyasochu Dage Jinso Kebe Chona Dola Benje Sanje Dubosho Senje Danje Gedo Yuwa Yuwa Yadaba Zobe Sanje Ge Goma Rimboje Chine Gyato Bacha Leje Do Jizuma Pama Dume Nejo Nyamso Lawa Senje Danje Gedo Yuwa Yuwa Yadaba Zobe Sanje Ge Goma Rimboje Chine Gyato Bacha Leje Do Jizuma Pama Dume Nejo Nyamso Lawa Senje Danje Gedo Yuwa Yuwa Yadaba Zobe Sanje Ge Goma Rimboje Chine Gyato Bacha Leje Do Jizuma Pama Dume Nejo Nyamso Lawa Senje Danje Dewa Dante Ve Gyudan Demba Gyud Senje Danje Dunge Dan Dunge Ge Gyudan Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Dunge Mebe Dewa Dame Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Nire Chata Nida Deve Da Nila Neba Gyud Senje Danje Dewa Da Deve Gyudan Demba Senje Danje Dunge Dan Dunge Ge Gyudan Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Dunge Mebe Dewa Dame Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Nire Chata Nida Deve Da Nila Neba Gyud Senje Danje Dewa Da Deve Gyudan Demba Senje Danje Dunge Da Dunge Ge Gyudan Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Dunge Mebe Dewa Dame Dewa Gyud Senje Danje Nire Chata Nida Deve Da Nila Neba Gyud Amida Kundale Hana Hana Hoembe Omo Sambhava Shuddho Sarva Dharma Sambhava Shuddho Ha Tomba Nido Gyu Tombe Ngale Yamle Lung Rale Me Ale Ishike Kabala Yashe Yachewe Nangdo Shanga Duze Ma Shuale Jive Ishike Duze Yato Chembo Gyu Omo aho, omo omo on benza ameda kundale hana hana on omo sabawa judo sawa dharma sabawa judo hoy tumbani doju tombe male kamle jube tebe tenam je nanto khule chute na che konye namba cheze sozo namba chele ombo tuke chedo sababe dewa jaba ke bai ju mara ma pai beza bibe beza bibe beza gono beza gende beza niudia beza chada Lamada yeme jebe zinde na doje Chanta menye, le da le bo, aya da aya she, yu de da lam chodo dame ni da dame ni geta shado lam bo rinpoche lo kinda rinpoche nodo da rinpoche jando zumo rinpoche shado ma bu rinpoche lo nodo bolo rinpoche jando no bo rinpoche 장샤도 대제 과에 공부 나게 샤도 니마 눈도 다와 다제 르마에 손로주 지소 계소체 린제 멘데 삼보 구사 제베 조제 발로에 라네 라마에 다 구조 손라베 도제 왕게 셴네 달라 징게 라도스 Come on, Mele da ja, ma cha ya da me da ba Jana Nange shato nyema nukto dawa daje luma yeso longche tu zonke zoche Rinche mende sambo kunsa jebe tso jeba loye lane lama yeda kuncho sola Tuje wange shene dala chinge la do suro Dajebe joje me doye doye Eloye leje nye de ge boye de Sanye shendo me de bewaye Doge nanda shela Jebara shoye Kare rabe koye shengante Thank you. Chama Chadadikado, Kendo, Kajani Chushima, Kamatala Zonam, Gerata Joram, Chadadiki, Pemajana Namagema, Chimatana Patasheva, Sibasa de Jengema, Chadadiki, Zoto, Tainama Jojema, Malapara Chipato, Gavese, Chitadema, Chadadara, Hoye, Gavana Kama, Chidu, Nende, Lubama, Chadikimala Samba, Lulama Jama, Chumara Nanda, Chadeta, Big, Paradora, Joma, Indian, Nende, never watch the Pama, Chadadara Jamo, Digabana Jama, Children, Dende, Dodama, Chadawada Jagas, and Gema, Malapara Chipato, Chadadara, Jebe, we are the Bema, Shamara, Riot, Zema, Chadadara, Tona, Tajabana, Honga, Povada, Madame, Chadadara, Oide, Yamata Shibama, Rivetana, Mele, Tamashida. Mata the Kimeta Meta, by Diamond and Emma, Woman of Boy, Diamond and Jama, Sata the Jama, Chagi, Ticket, Doma, Ticket, won't get about the one and Yama, Sata the Makama, Henry Jama, so the Bajabata Yama, Sata Putaka, Diamond and Yama, Yama, the Bone of Yama, Sata Duration, Dada, Woman of Yama, Ramada, the Digit, she doesn't know Yama, Sata Lies, Nambi, the Dada, Kuna Mana Sema to the Ledo, not the Manche, Dema, Kuna Jebe, Chigapala Sema, Talamata gave it, Chigapala Sema, Haraki to the Rai, Chitata Sema, Chadis, Good, Chedaya, Dema, to the Ronan, Yema, Tama, the Chada, Homolo, Temple, Rote, Gangera, Dojine, Sodoma, Labotine, Tempe, Tamjera, the bottom Jera, Dojo, and Rotam Jezovani, Doki, watch your water, then I'm getting you don't want to go on your lot, the Joan in it, or just a year, Mata, do the Dodi, don't let her watch about the Nebaja, do the Botanet, the one you got, Tibera, do the one you do, the Lada, to get it, to use on the number of the situation, Banala, yes, on the long about you now, put them and never do the general, Devon, on you, the bottom jet of one, get on me, Jesus, so joy. Hana, Hoende, Omo, Sabawa, Shudo, Tombani, Dojo, Tombe, Ale, Yane, Lo, Rane, Me, Ale, Ishiki, Kabala, Jajan, Shama, Tulema, Shuale, June, Ishiki, Chembo, Sebe lonje sona be minge toba kujeje lanzo sonda vigne nyamdo nyudo tajene nene chanjo nyebo pa keme jamne shime be puje pola mayeche jesu jinge lado eso be masata to Majega Kaya Nuba Majebe, Dine Jawa Kajeba, Dikwe Jige Zozi, Awa Kane Chepata, Chuge Yala Nyapata, Dagi Jinge Chiche, Nyazeba Zedo Su, Dine Tena Tenjedo, Doye Tendo Shune, Nime Zeda Wanjuda, Shona Lowa Zedo, Wanjuda, Enzaye Soe Mahaye, Gewadi, Nyudo Da Tama Joma Dujone, Doa Chiga Maluba, Yesala Gubara Esho.
Now we are going to do dedication prayers, final dedication prayers. Please join us with your own dedications. Thank you.
Chanjo Semjo Rinpoche Mage Pana Kegyo Kewa Nyamba Meba Yang Kone Kondo Pewa Esho Semje Neba Chinye Pa Nyundo Nele Tagyo Deve Nene Maneba Tado Jongwa Meba Esho
Chise Nanga
Neba Tandowa Chise Negyo Teze Tane
Negyo
Dove Dunye Sewa Esho Pama Semje Tamje Dedan Tengyo Nyendo Tamje Tado Tongwa Da Chanjo Semba Gana
Sushu
Deda Wenye Melan Duba Esho De
So, after you ask a question, we're going to repeat each question. So, there's some sort of delay on the internet. So, also, we might have to adjust your question just to fit it in with our view. So, we'll try to do that. First question, you had your hand waving over there.
Yes, what is it that he is building with the little tower and all of the little items over here?
Mandala. Now, the question was, Geshe Jamba Losang was building a four-tiered layer of many things with many objects in it. With on top there was a special emblem, you might say, on top. That was the question. What was the Lama doing over there with that four-layered building that he was doing?
Dibe Ling Shida, Lingden, and Nimada Dawa, want to ya Puyoris, Daloya, Samlo, Dila, Ko, Susuya, the Goje, Mendek Sashi, the one just take a Sashi, and Shadow Lubabo, Hotzambulu, New Balaju, Chan Damages, and Ling Shida, Lingden, and Nimada Dawa, the Chaba Tamje, or Loya, Lang, the Sonum Saya Chudoya, and the Jisun Dramalia, Puyorista. Dinner motives to Yomar was Ling Shi Lingden. Ninda the Java.
So this is we call Mandala. So what is there is a four different ring. So this one ring represents the the four rings that represents south, east, north, west. What we call the continent and with the moon and sun, and on the top is the peak of all the cyclic existence. So all those universal of yours, you're offering to the a Mother Tara. So that's like mentally and physically you're offering. That's a Mandala offerings.
So it gets very deep and vast. There are actually four worlds in this universe with living beings. And those are called out in the mandala. And then there are layers of such things as a precious, the precious tree, precious cow, harvesting. There are many layers. There's 8 offering goddesses above that. Also, there's precious. There's many layers of that. This is like a Buddhist universe. So it's a representation of a cosmic universe, of a Buddhist universe. So you have to, this is many layers, there are many things in every layer. So we were chanting all the things that appear in each layer.
Because I saw like little hearts and things that were sparkly and marbles.
So you can make, and sometimes they're all she shells. That happens to be my mandala. And it's things I've collected over touring for over 30 years. People give me presents and I put them in the mandala. So there are many things that I have collected. People see the mandala and they want to offer something to put in it. So these are all kinds of little trinkets and items that people have given me. And so they asked if I had a mandala, so I offered my mandala here tonight so they could use it. Yeah.
So those are the substances or the things that we have in our universe. So an entire universe of you and your universe, you are offering to the deity, that deity can be rejoiced and bless you. So those 4 rings represents the 4 different, we call world or continent, and there is a sun and moon and then peak of the cyclic existence. So those all full universe of yours, you are offering to the deity. Means this is like a complete offering to the deity that they can bless us.
Thank you.
Can you tell me more about the hand movements?
What are the mudras, the hand movements that you're making?
아주 자기가 지그러게 자기가 가르가르나 이래서 자기한테 가르가르 지고는 가르래서 자기한테 가르친 거래서
철기 되게 다 간다. 또 최연 아니야 셀이야 표고 열었어 주. 또스도 봐 최연 아니 샵시스 샵마시야 구수바 시야 주제. 안디 녀려야 셀 추비 되네 구수지 되네 매도 야 표고 열었어. 된데스 매도 된데스 뭐 두부마 70%대 표고 열었어. 매도 두부제. 아니 된데스 봐 말미 딘데스 시그리 간다다 딘데스도 말미 아니 티처스도 티신부 딘데야 젠덴다 구금라 소베티 아니 시에스도 두치도 봐 시에스 표가 시엘이야 치봐 어디다 간다 딘데스 나라 자가리야 딘데스 개불이야 딘데스다 소소고 소놈이야 사야 쳐도 아니 간주 군조를 딘데스 표기 여러 봤다 미 개첨부 딘데스 수 당부 딘데스도 봐수 당부도 시엘이야 추지표 다가가 로서 레스팅야마 타데 아니 디네 샵 마치 아니 장마체 디네 댄리아 페사로 최연 샵스 아니 메도가 정화 디네 켈피 최연 샵스 메도 온 두부스 티시 야 티바 심부체 아니 메도 두부 마르메스 디 쟁게 쳐봐 와야 머리베 멤버스야 쟁게 쳐봐 아니 마르메 셰스데도 마미 아니 디네 디 자용으로와 야셰 자가 쳐봐 셰세 어 디데스다 야 처바디 차제디가 한번 뒤 차게 됐다. 선정을했어야.
So those are the offering mudras. For example, che means actually when you have a guest of honor in your house. For example, a royal guest. First, what you do? First, you in an Indian tradition they give a water to drink. So water for drinking, and then after that they wash their feet, water for washings, and then they put up flowers on the ground that they can walk, and then dupe means they like a incense that they have a good smell, and the marme means they like their light, they're offering a light that they can be bright and
like candles, maybe.
Candles. Chijab means perfume. They put a perfume to their clothes. And shese means then they offer a food. So those kind of like a mudras that it represented by
최연 샵스 메도
yes, medo means che means water for drinking, water for kind of like water for bathing, water for drinking, and the flower offerings, and dupe means like the incense, like it works like that. Dupe incense, and marme means light offering, and chijab means like smell offering, and shese means those like this. So you are offering the food offering, and Ramo means you are offering the sound. Those are the 7 offerings that you do to the deities.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
Can you talk about the dedication?
What was the dedication?
Mulam talang tamataju delam dijaro again. Mulam dijaro. Mulam de kare jabensa.
몰럼 탐만다 가서 가르쳐 줄 때도 봐다. 조심전 탐제 규려야 아니 전주 그 셈을 좀 붙이. 아니 깨버쇼스 전주 셈접을 마게 바디 깨버용아 치치. 전주 그 셈바 상부 자청부디 셈바 상부 자청부디 마게 바 있는 깨바. 깨 참에 있는데 마냥 봐. 깨바 냠바 매바. 아니 디 권내야도 권도 폐야치도. 안 전주 그 셈바 상부 전주 셈데 조심전 탐제 그 규려 깨버쇼스 몰럼 당부디 깨버레스. 몰로 니버디 아니 가랑조 셈제 내봐 정부린 딩가나 내 나자 가족 나르 된거네 도와셈제 다 근데 짐be 있네야 나가 커져 셈장 다제 내 나자 근데 지네 내 디네 잡으쇼스 셈제 내봐 지니바 뉴도 내래 타주쇼스 아니 저내 따도 중앙에 매봐 그도 인데 강조 내 나자 망용쇼스 몰로 니버디 개버스
저네네.
왜 내내 뭘 따도 중앙에 매봐 쇼라고 왔다 섬제 내봐 가주다 나사 가주 여바이네 디게디 내다 나자도 뉴르도 봐 잡아 쇼스야 몰로 니버디 개버스
So we do many dedication prayers. That each one stanza represents different dedications. So we were going to share you 2 stanza. First is Chanju Semjo Rinpoche means the altruistic motivations. Chanju Semjo Rinpoche Magye Panam Kekyoche, if you have not yet generated, so I can able to have the generation of that. If I have generated, please, this will not be degenerated. And it flows and flows as like you become supreme enlightenment. And Semje Neba Jingipa means all those sentient beings who have all those sickness problems and all those sufferings. Nyuto Nelata Gyoche means the sufferings and all those negativities and all those problems will quickly be, apart from all those sentient beings. And so all those sentient beings could not have any, sufferings and problems. Tao Chungwa never shows. This will totally gone and then never return back to all those sentient beings. So those dedications that we do, and many dedications I share only 2 stanzas. Thank you.
How long to master the meditation, or does it depend on the person?
How long are our meditations?
Yes. I like to master the meditations.
How long does it take to master a meditation?
Master a meditation.
Yeah, to have the completion of the meditation, okay?
아니 game gom raya bet gom ki bet for tarchim ba chewala raya 아니 gom khajus kya bores yurin gom da tarchim ba chen gom ki ta be for chokdo jiwa chawala 아니 gom takalo re tu khajus jabores
검서 기도 소소게 예 당번내를 규율은 구시부터네 거야 연구 말해 봤어 말아도 아니
gom sama tarchin be chokdo jiwa chawala tuzu khajus goge re do re da zo
다 소소게 또 소소 삼로 나로야 가서 걸다 디르 삼게다 차견을 야려로 봐 엄겨야게 ene 소소게 쪼와다 소소게 아니 배 삼려야 준주다 근데 전부 연아 아니 비게 원내 단에 비게지 로카시아 나로 야고 차 용식이 레스티 대소 소소 준주다 배전을 라려 봐 타르치 맞지야디 뒤뒤 디기즈는 검 타르치 버려서 세디오 말스 소 강사 소소려야 소소게 배전다 소소게 아니 비게 박자다 딱 망고지 종고로 튠베기 온 디디지리아 아니 타르침버스 투주 디게지 고민점네 타르친그레스 세전게 요 말레스 소소소 준줄라라 레브라스디
Actually, it depends on your how much you have joyous effort, and that you are really mindful on those things. You have a right introspection on those things, and you have a totally conscientiousness of the meditation that you are doing. If you have all those in a very quality, so it may not take a long time. But if you have not really a kind of like a good quality of all those things, it may take very, very long.
So in highest yoga tantra, to forget, like if you're meditating on the deity and the mandala, to finish the beginner stage, you have to hold every aspect of deity, the whole celestial mansion, for 4 hours without blinking. Now, to start the completion stage, you have to hold it for 4 days and 4 nights without blinking. So this gives you some idea of that, the higher beings, what their potentials are like.
Okay. Yes. My friend, okay.
The chants sounded like right brain and left brain talking at the same time. And yet sometimes agreeing with each other, it was beautiful, and sometimes very chaotic. And yet at the end, they came together and became one voice. I don't know if that's what I felt.
So there was a comment, I'm doing this through the internet, there was a comment that you thought it was the right brain and left brain talking to one another. Sometimes it went together, sometimes it was chaotic, but in the end it seemed to come together. I'm just repeating this through the internet, okay? So I'm trying to approximate your question. So could you just like give a one sentence what the question is?
I was asking if that's any way.
Okay, is any of that happening in our, was any of that right and left brain going on in our,
아마도 단다 전조 지금 많이 된대 값으로게. 아니 페네 코랑기 초랑 지나스. 아니 타조스 데 수조니로 디디 칼라는 dom바든도 칼라 레바 예다 유행길 팔라니 데 dom바든기 베서로 소와스 레슨스. 아니 레바 예기 반에 찍데 레바 유행기 반에 민다 찍데 아니 레바 유행기 돈에 칼리 칼리미다 민다데 안 타마 타조도 죽돔 치도가 레바 유행기 니자 촉직 차잖아. 아니 뱃거라 아니 뭐지가라 규르체 데데 dom바든기도 소알레선 데데 레마레스.
다 dom바든도 잠바 초와스네 수수수수랑게 이담 클라야고 지기 초와다 니 초와 딘데스네다 라랑게 가다 미버 템포지 제제 아니 야 소스지도 지준 좀 말에 쳐봐 아니 딘데스 지준 좀에 아니 떠봐 딘데천 아니 멘데 표현도 좀 라랑게다 간다 삼로 지기도 비게 지기 식상부지 칸네마 된 상부지 일이야 텐제 아니 디직직버레스 강로 다 예의 연습네를 삼로 전다디 칸네마 아니 지기 나 쳐봐다 떠봐다 네가 막 되는데 되려야 삼로다 on the 식상부디 셴네 송 상부디 일이야 삼로다네 디 탐로다 직버디 한다다 저저직지 나라야 전다 다가라 레스다 저랑디 간다 소월데 먼저 여기 요 말했을 텐데.
Yeah, actually, each and everybody has a different, feelings when we do ritual, any kind of ritual. So mainly when we are doing ritual, what we are doing is we are chanting all those good qualities of the deities that have, especially Mother Tara, and visualizing on all those good qualities and praising her, that that in your mentally, that how wonderful it is if I can able to receive that in my body and mind, and the speech can transform into those qualities. So that kind of like a motivation we are doing chanting. But for the public, for the people who are listening, they have a different, what we call feelings, that how they take it by personally. So wherever you took it from us, that is your feelings, and we really appreciate that.
Ultimately, the monks we would never leave the heart. It's all taking place down here. It's not taking place up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the mind.
No, it's not happening. Not in the conceptual mind. It's a non-conceptual mind.
Creating. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, brother. Yes.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering from a Buddhist perspective, what you see, how you see this time of humanity that we're in at the moment, and how everything is unfolding, and if you see an outcome that you can share with us.
So the question, I'm going to kind of rephrase it. What is our perspective on the present world conditions? Is this a degenerative age? Is this an age of flower?
yoris tel tembe ani ta chigi zaya da de mangu shivuchi gi ta bige chigi kuruyulu ya mangu ji de chen nyanga jibuchi re de waras ngaranzo la teri di tab de bu shivuchi soje ze gyurgu ton mangu shivu sudu digi khalun zangma soba changma ani ya chinje ani ta chigi ma chadu peya la soba dide chigi yungu yorobas de nangcho ko ton di chayinda kaso 다 딜이야 쿠리우스니 때다 아니 밑 파조 봤 미 아니 디두데 쿠리우 뜻인 나제 된다 봐 아니 딘데 인도 담바다 댄데 덴베다와 텔 댄데 딜 제종 야고 제고야다 디데 미 조미 손엘이야 시부치게 다간다 라레도 요레스다 딘데 인도 담바다 냥가 지부스야다 지기 추 추구토네 냥도 용세베레 차도에도 배우면은 간이 테스트버렸다. 이 상말로 미수수수다 간다지기 가서 그랬다. 삼로 비게 초시를 진짜 맞춤이
very easy to get it to whatever you want it, whatever you need it, it's very easy to get it from there by the conventional point. But although we are like a very, very kind of like a poor this world, those kind of questions never, kind of like occurs in a media, in a anything that we are really popular in these centuries. So that's why once you are not aware of your own self, this would be very, very dangerous. So once you are not aware of yourself, then there will be many responsibilities that you really have not be, you don't really focus on those things, and then you may ruin many things. For example, all those kind of your involvement, it may, destroy environment, and also the many resources that we have in our world, and the global warming will not be, that could be a problem for us. So because if you only think about in a way that it is important to have all those, goods, all those kind of things that we really use and really need in our daily life, but also we have to concentrate on all those kind of altruistic motivation side, that this could be balanced. So if in a Buddhist point of view, it's saying that if all those humanity will be go down, and all this, the kind of degeneration of humanity will really go up, then there will be big imbalance, and this may not only harm our world, but it may harm to the everything in our universe, that the way that when we our future generation. Thank you.
So that's characterized as a degenerate age because people are looking without, not looking within. So the 6 delusions are running rampant on the planet. So this is a cause for all the problems on the planet.
Thank you.
The Angel's calling us off here. Maybe we'll have one more question, okay? Because I talked a little in the beginning, so maybe I took some time away from you. We don't want to do that. Maybe we could have another question. Yes?
How did you like Sedona?
Oh, how did you like Sedona? Somebody's addressing the Lama. How do you like Sedona?
Sedona la gengi tso hande do jidus tso susu tso hande lesson Sedona se lungbatel.
Sedona se ya lungbatel ya ji 신의 면자에 초로 되 쿠리오 되 신의 면자에 통소스 누가 싶지 여바치다. 디기 안에 미기 지 스템 솔이야. 내도 제인도 잡아 지기 원년 단에 리드줄 지 제인도 디지 디사디게 소설 누버 치대고 여봐. 썸나라야 지 초나 샴부 싶지 사지 된다 가시다 촌 토모뉴 드린 당부 인스 지기 시부지기 딱 간다 진업천도 가버리지. 안 디가 출루기 초안에 최고층에 다 망고 시부치다 디토라야 정부 도와서 드리지도 출루 망고 라랑게 다 출루 디게 원년 단에 미 도와 밀이야 팬드 중야 안 동해다 태야 대화 톰도 동해 텐도 참바다 닝지 디고라 시다 시고 여러 봐서 망체기 딘데 인도 디네 롱부 딘데 지금 나라다베 출루 담만데 망고 좀 안내데베 시부지기 다가다 지기 초와 셴보치 누버 셴보치 진럽천도 하버지 다가라 소소 소와데 중소스 아니 믿든 조인데 시게 베 시디 원에 단에게 지기 봐 셴평 삼로 여대버럽시다 디데르지다 간다 다 간다 다 소소 토나르데 토你们 看些 지금 나리야 다 你们 니슈즈 지금 정리야
Sedona, first, Sedona is a very wonderful environment that he felt, and those red mountains are really blissful, and from the very Mother Earth, all those kind of energies that you are receiving in here in Sedona, it's really amazing. He have never seen like this place in a world that have wherever that he traveled until now. And the most important is here we have many different spiritual centers that I noticed, and those all spiritual centers, they are really working on humanities and all those kind of virtues and merits of our world, that we can able to how much benefit others and make awareness to others. And by doing that, you can see that in a place in this Sedona town or the city, so it's very peaceful, it's very serene, it's a place of like a perfect place to do a spiritual practice, and he is really blessed of that. Thank you.
믹스에게 싱디게디 아니 싱디 트시부 시부치 슈베 투마디 아니 쇼게 소소 증가버지 침비네 디 지싱디게디 소소 수굴이야 지 시부치게 다 최대한을 지지기 칼룬장마 시부치 되고 예배 초르나 지 믹스에게 싱디게디 아니 항상 고야겠다 여군 둔지면 원공봉원장 대대게 아니 싱 슈퍼스니 등 가지고 배배찬에 디 하이 싱스고 알았다 단다 롱버들이 하신 슈퍼스 과 가르스는 여군 둔지면 원부 전에 되고 봐 네가 티신부 싶지도 가와치비네 지신 되게 칸대봐 슈퍼디게 엔티 티신부디다 티게 아니 초디 사바디 룽사바지 소소 소구를 직제 연배 손나 소능 서버치 온 디기 믹스에 싱텔이야 시부지게 아니 삼소 첨벌이야 소 슈퍼스야 돼 시부지 가부치야 싱지레스디 티신부 정도 매봐.
So, and also when he walked around the Sedona place, all those juniper trees, so that's a really, really amazing, fresh air, clear, and the kind of like a really good smell that he can feel. And juniper is a Tibetan, traditional way we say it's the tree of celestial beings. So we use this every time when we have like a spiritual and kind of like approaches or spiritual occasions. So here he really felt that those juniper trees around all over the Sedona, it's really amazing. That makes Sedona more fresh and more clear. And juniper also, he said that we call juniper tree are not kind of like they can be remain green for all those seasons. Even it doesn't matter winter, summer, spring, and autumn. So that's how he really felt special in Sedona.
Social. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.